The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of the year 2025 comes from the band Ira Glass. Fritz All Over You, directed by Jules. Okay, we're 43 seconds into a 3-minute and 18-second video, and we just got the first cut. And the first time that we watched this video, I talked about how much I enjoy the minimalism of this music video. That entire first shot was a stationary camera and one person walking across the landscape. And that was it. And I think that is a bold artistic decision, and I really respect that. Also, the song is so unusually structured and has these changes on a dime that you do not expect. And that's where the scenes cut. And I love that as well. This is one of the most bold decisions in this video, in my opinion. For almost 2 minutes of a 3-minute and 20-second video, this is the shot. The camera does not move. There's almost no movement in the shot. When we first cut to this shot, the woman in the center of the screen moves her head a little bit. But other than that, there's almost no movement for 2 minutes. And that is a really bold artistic decision. I said at the time, and I still mean that. And it's almost aggressive. It's almost daring you to say something like, why don't you make a cut? I made a similar music video for someone a while back, a couple of years ago, that was similarly minimal, with long static shots with very little movement in the shots. But in my video, I think the longest shot was probably like 20 or 30 seconds. And in this video, that final shot is almost 2 minutes. And I think that's a bold and exciting artistic decision. The music and the video were both new and revelatory, and I really liked them quite a bit. Our next honorable mention in the countdown of the best music videos of 2025 comes from Jane Remover, Angels in Camo, with a music video directed by Jane Remover and Noah Sellers. I was talking earlier about being surprised that certain records were not appearing on people's end of the year best lists. And this Jane Remover album is definitely something that I'm surprised I have not seen on more lists, best of the year lists. I've only seen it on one list. And when I think back on the year, there's a handful of albums that I feel like really presented something new, really took music to a new place. And this Jane Remover record is definitely one of those records. It's new and exciting and fresh. It's not like anything else. And also that Jane Remover is dancing in front of that Miley Cyrus video. I think that's really funny. I said it the first time that we watched this video, but I would love to see the digital files of Jane Remover's songs just to see how many layers of noise they are and how it's built, because this music is dense. That's one thing you can definitively say about Jane Remover. This music is dense. One thing about that newest Jane Remover album is that it is so dense and exciting, and it's this like maximalist sort of listening experience. It's almost exhausting to listen to it. You're tired at the end of it, but in a good way. Like, it's thrilling and new and fresh. It's not like anything else. The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of the year comes from Jenny Beth, High Resolution Sadness, in a video directed by Jenny Beth and Johnny Hostile. The Jenny Beth album was definitely one of my favorite albums of the year. And it's another one that I'm surprised I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it on literally any best of the year list. I haven't seen it one time. And I thought it was thrilling and awesome and rocked hard. This sort of triple screen effect really brings something to the video. Something that I can't quite describe, but it makes it more intense. There's more of Jenny Beth that makes it more intense, I guess is the explanation. Also, a lot of these images are a little bit terrifying. This one is blurred out, but you can see that she's supposed to be cutting her hand. And there's just an air of menace throughout this video. I also really like that she's so often not facing the camera. Just great. I love the Jenny Beth album that came out this year called You Heartbreaker You. I thought it was one of the most exciting rock records of the year, without question. I loved the videos for it. I saw Jenny Beth live a couple months ago. She was just awesome. One of my favorites of the year. The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of the year comes from Sopra Terra. It's called The Second Before Slipping, with a music video directed by Cicelo S. Mabuza. I love the way this video is shot. I love the spooky ambiguity of it. It's hard to know exactly what's going on. It is definitely not spelled out for you in any way. A lot of the scenes are really dark, like this. You barely see the pillars in this underground garage, or it's hard to even know what it is. But I love that about it. The music is, of course, also ambiguous, a little bit spooky, definitely experimental. And the video is, of course, extremely fitting for that. And this scene in particular is something else that I really love. The way they are shifting the light source to make the shadow sort of dance behind her. I really like that. And this, the way the two of them are so like woozily swaying back and forth and blinking like they're getting like something in their eyes. You just don't know. And that's part of the ambiguity that I was talking about earlier. And that's what I like about the video. And when this one-stringed instrument comes in with this thundering bass part of just really adds some heft to the song. It's just kind of a terrifying piece of experimental music and a spooky, ambiguous, darkly shot music video to go along with it. And I love it. The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of the year 2025 comes from Stella Donnelly, Feel It Change, with a music video by Nick McKinley. I loved this song from the moment I heard it. I was in a heightened emotional state because it was released the day before my mom died, and I knew my mom was going to die. I listened to it over and over again, and then the next day when my mom died, then I continued listening to it just on a loop hundreds of times, literally hundreds of times after my mom died, and it was kind of an artistic release and relief for me that I could kind of lose myself in that moment. I said it the first time that we watched this, but this shot is so great. The lighting is perfect. Who knows how long they waited for the lighting to be this good, because they do use a very similar shot in the same location, but the lighting is not as good. The way she's standing at an angle, like she's singing in a 60s girl group, it's just great. Great shot. What a great song by Stella Donnelly. I would have loved it anyway, even if I hadn't been in such a heightened emotional state. And now, for better or for worse, I've attached that emotional memory to this song. It's not the song's fault, it's the circumstances' fault, but what a great song. The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of 2025 comes from Water From Your Eyes, Knights in Armor, with a video directed by Joe Schaefer. This album by Water From Your Eyes is another album I've been very surprised how few lists I've seen it on for the best albums of the year. I thought it was a really exciting and fresh sort of indie rock record with really unusual song structures that were very memorable, just really interesting songs. And this video by Joe Schaefer, I think, is also really cool. And I love the way it has so much to do with texture. Earlier when I was saying that this video is so much about texture, this is an example of that. This is something that I love. We've got these two scenes that are both really textured and really different, and then parts of one scene are cut out so that you see the other scene through the holes. And it just looks really awesome. Also, scenes like this are so great. The way these images of people walking are they're just silhouettes, but they're like textured silhouettes. It gets to be such a dense number of people walking, and the camera gets so close up, and then all you have is texture. And I think that's awesome. The Water From Your Eyes album was definitely one of my favorites this year. And I've been really surprised that I haven't seen it on one single best of the year list so far. Anyway, you see these lists and you're like, really? Come on. That is not one of the best records of the year. Like, no, I don't want to name names, but there's a lot of stuff where you're just like, come on. Give me a break. The next honorable mention in our countdown of the best music videos of the year 2025 comes from West Side Cowboy, Don't Throw Rocks, with a video directed by Ginny Davies. I think this video is really well done. The way they've shot the band playing in this white studio, they put it on this little portable cathode ray TV, and then they put the TV in all these different locations. I really like that. What a great song this is. I love the way it's structured, the way it sort of builds and builds and builds through the first part of the song, and then it all breaks down to where most of the instruments drop out except for the drums and the vocals, and then it builds and builds and builds to an even greater climax. I love the way they're using the female singer's vocals basically just as texture in this part of the song. I think it's so cool. What a great song. West Side Cowboy is a young band. As far as I know, they debuted this year, and every song that they've released has been an absolute banger. We did it. We made it through part one of the best music videos of the year. The honorable mentions are in the books.